if I can find out. Okay. Who here likes to play sports? Everybody plays sports. Who here likes to play basketball? You like to play basketball? Anybody play basketball on a team? I have a confession to make. I was a terrible basketball player. And that was a source of great disappointment to my mom and my dad, who both played the game all the way through high school. And my dad even played for one season in college before the scholarship money ran out. So this is a basketball. And I remember when I was a kid, what a terrible time I had playing the game. But there was always one kid who seemed to be somehow worse than me. And Bobby, somehow, some way, managed to commit 6 fouls. And he fouled out every single game. Every single game. And it seems like we used to have to hold our hand up and admit to everybody that it was our foul, that we had done it. And Bobby seemed to do it quite often. But everybody had talked about Bobby because he played so hard. And he played so aggressively. It only was in later years that he actually told me he hated to play the game worse than I did. So he would purposely foul out. He would commit all these personal fouls so that he could sit on the bench where I spent most of my time. That being the way it is, there's one thing I want you all to know. From today's reading, there's going to be a section when Miss Suzanne reads about Jesus asking the disciples, how many times should you forgive your fellow man, your fellow person? And how many do you think he said? How many do you think Peter said? Peter is the one that I always speaks up and says something. Anybody remember this from Sunday school? Peter said, you have to forgive 7 times exactly. Thanks, Mom. 7 times. And you know what Jesus said? Anybody have an idea what Jesus said? You actually should forgive 7 times 7. That's a lot. That's a lot. And that's the whole point of what today's lesson is about. But the one thing I want you all to take away from here is that no matter how many times you foul out, that you commit a foul, you cannot foul out with God. You're never going to be able to foul out with God. You'll always be left in the game, and God always wants you to play in the game. And that's what we're supposed to do in the church. We always want you all to play in the game, because you can never foul out with God, and we hope you never foul out with us. Okay? Okay, let's say a little prayer. Repeat after me. Dear God.
Dear God.
We thank you for the church.
We thank you for the church.
We thank you for your forgiveness.
We thank you for your forgiveness.
And we trust.
And we trust.
That we will never foul out with you.
That we will never foul out with you.
Amen.
Amen.